Alright, good morning YouTube. Nick with NK Landscaping. And like I said, we're across the street from that house that we worked at yesterday. You'll see that video, or you have had already seen that video, but that's basically right in front of us. So now we're on this project. We've worked here many times. We've been working for this client for years and years now. Just want to show you guys, this is a stairway that we installed I think 2 years ago. Looks really nice. This all just used to be grass, and we really transformed this. Just tired of having to walk up and down, you know, hold the camera level. You can see it's a pretty steep driveway, but anyway, we're on the lake and we got this tree that fell down, so we're just gonna lop that up, toss it in the trailer, get it out of here. And then down behind this tree right here, right in front of the house, there's a little alcove in front of the chimney. There's a lilac bush. We're gonna transplant some of it and put it in that bed right there. So, got Fitz here with me today. He's just gonna lop up this tree while I grab it with the grapple here. We'll get this loaded up and cleaned up, and then we'll move down to start transplanting. So I'm gonna start by tearing off all these vines. They're all thorny and I just don't want them in the way for when Fitz is cutting up the tree. So I'm just gonna yank those off real quick, get those loaded in the trailer, and then we'll start lopping up this tree. So we got the majority of that cleaned up. I just got to get that pile. So some of the things we do are for clients. Like this was specifically asked for by the client. And then some of the things I do are kind of for us. So there are a lot of low-hanging branches here off of these trees. There's still some more that I'm thinking about taking down. And we plow this driveway. And we only plow to here because it is so steep and I don't want to go for a ride on the lake in the winter. So we only plow to here. That's another reason we put those stairs in, so they had winter access without having to shovel all this. You can at least shovel the stairs. But I'm just going through here and I'm trimming some of these pine branches, some of these little trees that hang over, because in the winter, when everything gets weighed down, it hits the truck, and I don't like to scratch up my trucks. So that's just something that I'm adding in here, a few minutes just to trim these down. Makes my life a lot easier, and at the end of the day, the client will be happy with it as well. So I'm gonna get ready to pick these up. It's just raking up the last little bit of debris. Once we get that all cleaned, we'll hit it with the blower, and then we'll head down there for that lilac transplant. Okay, down by the house now. I think I may have showed you what was going on, but we got this lilac that's got to come out. While I was down here, I trimmed parts of the lilac to make it easier to transplant, and then just trimmed some stuff that was hanging down. I talked to Kurt on the phone. There's this other dead tree we're gonna take out, and then, like I said, I'm just gonna go up the driveway a little more and trim some of the overhanging branches. But this is the area that it's gonna go. If it's cleared out a spot, we got some weed fabric we just got to cut, but it's going to go right in the center of this, and then we'll use that excess mulch just to mulch that area back when we're done. But I'm going to attempt to get this out of here with as much root structure as possible. Probably switch to the digging bucket. I'll weasel my way around in there and try to get it out. See what happens. These things are usually pretty hardy, so shouldn't have too much of an issue. But let me get going on that. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way, and then we'll get digging. got, it basically turned out to be like 3 root balls worth. They kind of split apart, which is unfortunate, but it's kind of how it goes when you're transplanting in such tight quarters with, you know, an excavator. We don't have a tree spade or anything, and it really wouldn't work in this scenario anyway. So Fitz went over here and just chopped out a little 3-4 foot section of the wheat fabric. So I'm just going to dig out a nice little hole. I'll just pile the dirt on the bottom side so we can backfill with it and kind of turn it into a water ring. And then we'll just take the 3 of these and we'll try to get them in there, backfilled, and replant it again. So we'll see how that goes here. Just did some final blowing real quick, but from here to there looks good. The root balls, like I said, were a little smaller than I wanted, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that, unfortunately, like I said, with the methods that we use. But I went through here, I limbed up some of these lower branches on these evergreens just so that you know, they're not rubbing up against each other. But looks pretty good. Those should take just fine. Yeah, so we just blew off everything. We got all the debris up to the truck, and now, like I said, we got to take down this ugly dead stick of a tree, load up the rest of the debris. I'm gonna trim a little more up the side of the driveway. So I'll get the excavator tracked up here and we'll continue with that. But yeah, this one came out nice. Looks good there. Looks like it was meant to be. A lot better than being in that garden, which I think at some point we're going to come through there and tear that garden out and replace it with something better. But my battery's about to die here, so I'll get that swapped out, get the machine up there, and check in with you in a few. So we're back up top, and I'm of course going to try to take the easy way out again and just try to push this guy over. I think I'll be able to do it. It's pretty rotten. Just fall it right on the driveway. I'll have Fitz slop it up into pieces, get it in the dump trailer, and do a cleanup. Now the tree's cut up, I went up and down the side of the driveway and just trimmed back those pine trees a little bit. Just make it a lot nicer for us when we have to plow. But since I think this was a shorter video, depending on how much I chop up the clips, I wanted to show you this property a little bit. We've been working here for a long time. Like I said, we did all this. This was all just overgrown like this, even worse than that. But we installed these stairs. That was a huge transformation. We really like the way these came out. This was our first time installing these stairs, believe it or not. Got the nice curve. This was pre-Steelwrist. We did all of this with just a tilt grading bucket. You know, all these beds and things we installed. I really love those stairs. Walking up and down those, it's fun. Haven't really done a whole lot in this area. But as we come down here to the lake, this is really what I want to show. This is where we did the majority of the work. So everything down here we did pre-excavator days. So we didn't even own an excavator. We had a Kubota L35 and the little BX, which we still have. We got rid of the L35 to get the skid steer. But basically everything you see along the waterfront, we built. Start over here with this beach. This thing takes a beating every year. We tried to go and talk him out of it because beaches on this lake don't work. The sand all runs into the lake. So we framed out this drainage, which catches a lot of the water out through the pipe. Put the beach in. We topped this thing off with sand like every year. The railing we did not do. That's one thing we did not do. But this dock, so this is a fully wooden frame with Trex on top. So we built this. We built this ramp, and we built this floating dock. So there was a portion of time, this is Whaley Lake in Pauling, where this lake was drained down like at least 6 feet because they rebuilt the dam at the other end of the lake. So while the lake was down, we did a bunch of big projects. But even prior to that, we put in this unilock wall. So this was when the lake was still at its full height, where it's at now. It's actually a little low. I don't know if you can see on that post. Since we did go through that drought, the lake's down maybe 6-8 inches. But we basically put in this unilock Concord wall. There was an old railroad tie retaining wall here, and we replaced it, put this in. That was our first ever legitimate retaining wall build. We didn't know what we were doing at all. We didn't even own a demo saw. Silly me, I just thought that they sold all the blocks that you needed to make, you know, cuts and everything. I was wrong. So we bought a demo saw, plate compactor, everything, and we got this done. And it came out great. Combine that with the dock and everything, put up all the stairs. It looks really nice. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make a video about some of the older projects that we did. I do have some videos from back in the day, but nothing like I do today. I just didn't have the money to buy camera equipment, nor the real drive or desire to do it, but I would take some time-lapse videos and things. But we have a lot of projects while this lake was drained. We built a dock over there, and then out there, I don't know what you can see on the camera, but this little section, that's actually an island with 16 very small homes on it. And we put in another 2 docks and a whole bunch of landscaping work during that, you know, it was like a 2-year period where this lake was drained. So we actually have a barge. We were out there doing all sorts of work. We'd truck all our materials out from the lake, because if you see that white boat right there, the next dock over, that's my family's dock. So we'd bring all this stuff down this hill. You know, we don't have a nice paved driveway, we have a trail. We bring everything down, stage it at the dock, and bring it out. So I'll see if I can make some videos about that this winter. Seeing as, you know, not a whole lot of landscaping goes on then, but I just wanted to show this off a little bit. Yeah, so we're finished up here, and or finishing up here, do our final cleanup and blow. Gotta go dump that debris and then haul the excavator back out of here. But it's Friday, I'm excited. All right guys, thanks for watching. Throw a like, comment, subscription if you really feel like it. It means a lot. All right, thanks guys. enjoy the rest of the weekend.